Hiya. Okay, so this video is an extended one and it's going to be focused on the practice of Surya Namaskar, aka the Sun Salutation. And I'm going to talk a little bit about the meaning of the practice, its origins, and also the mantras that traditionally accompany it. And then we'll have a kind of almost hour-long physical practice working with one particular version of Surya Namaskar and those mantras. Okay, so what is Surya Namaskar? Well, Namaskar is a respectful form of greeting. It's related to the word Namaste, which you may be familiar with. And Surya is a Sanskrit word which means the sun, but it's also the name of the ancient Hindu sun god. And Surya was considered the creator of the universe and the source of all life, and the supreme soul who brings light and warmth to the world. And each day Surya travels across the sky in his golden chariot from the east over to the west, drawn by 7 horses which represent the 7 colours of the visible light spectrum and also the 7 days of the week. Surya is also considered symbolic of consciousness itself and self-illumination. So the sequence itself seeks to honour Surya as the giver of life and the giver of light, and also that light which is reflected in each one of us. If you say Surya Namaskar to someone, it's probably going to mean something slightly different to each one of us. And I know when I first started practicing, the first version I learnt was, well, you know, that's it, that's Surya Namaskar, that's the only version there is. And obviously, as you get into practicing with different people and different schools of yoga, you realise that actually it's not just something that's set in stone. When I first started practicing it, I had these kind of romantic notions that the practice I was doing was something that had been done without any kind of change for thousands of years, performed by Brahmins on the banks of the Ganges at dawn, the sunlight flickering on the rippling water. And some people will tell you that this is the case, that what we do today is exactly what we've been doing for thousands of years. And some people tell you that actually the practice is even older than that and was invented by Lord Hanuman as thanks to the sun for offering him some of his wisdom. But I think it's fair to say that actually today's practices are very different from the ancient practices, whatever they might have been. They're probably far more complex now, and you know, for as long as people have been acknowledging and worshipping and giving praise to the life-giving properties of the sun, there will have been some kind of ritual worship, and it would have involved some kind of simple movement, no doubt. Ritual prostrations to the sun, performed outdoors facing east at dawn, and probably including different mantras. The Gayatri mantras, in Gayatri mantra in particular, offers praise to the sun, and it would include offerings like flowers, rice, other foods. And you know, it's still traditionally performed early in the morning, outdoors, facing east towards the rising sun. I have a very distinct and cherished memory of being on a boat on the Ganges at dawn in Varanasi, and apart from all the other craziness that was going on, really heartened to see on the Ghats a couple of hundred children all facing the sun, all chanting the mantras as they performed Surya Namaskar together. You know, and this performing it outdoors and facing the sun at dawn is fine if you happen to be in India, maybe. Less so in Manchester, where I am. But how old is it really? Well, despite my romantic notions, it turns out that the earliest evidence available, and this is from Mark Singleton's fantastic book, Yoga Body, it only dates back as far as 1928. I know, unbelievable. And its invention is credited to a gentleman called the Raja of Aundh, which was a former princely state in the south of India near to Mumbai. But the fact that it isn't necessarily an ancient practice, I don't think it's too important. I mean, it's still a great practice. It's versatile. It's a complete practice in itself. It's an excellent way of inducing a healthy, vigorous lifestyle, and you know, and also preparing ourselves for any level of spiritual awakening that we might be happy to have. So the rest of this video, I'm going to be talking you through the particular version of Surya Namaskar that we'll be working with and the various attributes of each pose within the sequence. And then I'll talk through the mantras as well, which are traditionally associated with those practices. And then finally we'll have some physical practice. 18 full rounds, that's left side and right side of Surya Namaskar, nice and steady in time with an audio recording of the mantras being recited. And it's at this point I'd like to acknowledge and give thanks to Subhash Mittal, who is a yoga teacher based in North Carolina, who kindly sent me a copy of the mantra audio that I found on one of his practice videos. Definitely check it out. He says it was sent to him a long time ago by a friend in India. So I've got to say, I'm quite... I love that little bit of mystery, not really knowing where it's come from, but I think it sounds great. And these 18 rounds take just short of an hour, but give you a real chance to lose yourself in the practice and make it a real moving meditation. And then we'll finish at the end with a relaxation in Shavasana, just to let your body absorb the benefit of all your hard work. I should say that you might notice a little weird little cut halfway through, just because it's going to take about an hour and my camera only lasts for half an hour before it decides to stop filming, but hopefully it won't be too much of an interruption. Okay, so back in a second to talk about the mantras and the different physical attributes. Okay, so sparing absolutely no expense, here is my high-tech visual aid which shows you the various mantras to accompany Surya Namaskar. So, reading from the top, and apologies to people who actually know how to pronounce Sanskrit properly, we have Om Mitraya namaha, Om Ravaye namaha, Om Suryaya namaha, Om Bhanave namaha, Om Khagaya namaha, Om Pushne namaha, Om Hiranya Gharbhaya namaha, Om Mitraya namaha, Om Adityaya namaha, Om Savitre namaha, Om Arkaya namaha, Om Bhaskaraya namaha. Okay, so these, each of these goes with a particular pose within the practice. Om Mitraya namaha is when this is when we're starting in mountain pose with our hands in prayer position. And Om Mitraya namaha means salutations to the friend of all. And in mountain pose we're looking for extension through the crown, a sense of rootedness through the feet, and also a feeling of equanimity before we embark on the sequence. Then we'll lift the arms up and stretch into a deep back bend, looking for spinal integrity and lengthening of the body. And at that time, that's when we'll be mindful of the mantra Om Ravaye namaha, which means salutations to the shining one. We'll take a forward fold as we breathe out and come into Uttanasana, looking for a calming stretch to the whole of the back of the body. And this is accompanied by Om Suryaya namaha, which means salutations to the guide of all, or depending on how it's translated, the dispeller of darkness, or the one who induces activity. From there we'll take a lunge back with either the right foot or the left foot, depending on what side we're on. Looking for grounded spinal extension, and maybe lifting up into your fingertips to open up the front of the body, heart awakening as we do so. And this is accompanied by the mantra Om Bhanave namaha, salutations to the one who illuminates. Taking the other foot back, taking ourselves into downward facing dog, where we're looking to stretch into the hamstrings and the calf muscles, waking up the hip flexors and the quads and the shoulders, accompanied by Om Khagaya namaha, salutation to the one who moves quickly in the sky. And then we'll bring ourselves into a plank position and then lower ourselves down to the floor, stretching and strengthening the entire body in the process, accompanied by Om Pushne namaha, salutations to the giver of strength, or, depending on the translation again, to the one who nourishes. From here, we'll come into Bhujangasana, the cobra pose, strengthening the arms and the shoulders, strengthening the core and stretching the legs, accompanied by Om Hiranya Gharbhaya namaha, salutations to the promoter of virility, or the one who has golden coloured brilliance. From here, We'll move back into a lunge. Om Adityaya, sorry, let me say that again. Om Adityaya namaha. Salutations to the son of Aditi, the cosmic mother. Then into Uttanasana again, accompanied by Om Savitre namaha. Salutations to the Lord of creation. Lifting up tall and going into another back bend as we stretch long in the front of the body, accompanied by Om Arkaya namaha. Salutations to the one who is worthy of praise. And then bringing our hands back together in prayer position in mountain pose. Om Bhaskaraya namaha. Salutations to the giver of wisdom, or to the one who leads to enlightenment. So from here, let's get onto the mats and do some practice. You don't have to recite these as you go, but you can be mindful of that and listening to the recitation as you go, and just matching up each part of your sequence with the mantra.
Om Mitraya namaha. Om Ravaye namaha. Om Suryaya namaha. Om Bhanave namaha. Om Khagaya namaha. Om Pushne namaha. Om Hiranya Gharbhaya namaha. Om Mitraya namaha. Om Adityaya namaha. Om Savitre namaha. Om Arkaya namaha. Om Bhaskaraya namaha. Om Mitraya namaha. Om Ravaye namaha. Om Suryaya namaha. Om Bhanave namaha. Om Khagaya namaha. Om Pushne namaha. Om Hiranya Gharbhaya namaha. Om Mitraya namaha. Om Adityaya namaha. Om Savitre namaha. Om Arkaya namaha. Om Bhaskaraya namaha. Om Shri Savitra Surya Narayanaya namaha. Om Mitraya namaha. Om Ravaye namaha. ॐ सवित्रे नमः ॐ अर्काय नमः ॐ भास्कराय नमः ॐ मित्राय नमः ॐ रवये नमः ॐ सूर्याय नमः ॐ भानवे नमः ॐ खगाय नमः ॐ पुष्णे नमः ॐ हिरण्यगर्भाय नमः ॐ मरीचये नमः ॐ आदित्याय नमः ॐ सवित्रे नमः ॐ अर्काय नमः ॐ भास्कराय नमः ॐ श्री सवित्र सूर्य नारायणाय नमः ॐ मित्राय नमः ॐ रवये नमः ॐ सूर्याय नमः ॐ भानवे नमः ॐ खगाय नमः ॐ पुष्णे नमः ॐ हिरण्यगर्भाय नमः ॐ मरीचये नमः ॐ आदित्याय नमः ॐ सवित्रे नमः ॐ अर्काय नमः ॐ भास्कराय नमः ॐ मित्राय नमः ॐ रवये नमः ॐ सूर्याय नमः ॐ भानवे नमः ॐ खगाय नमः ॐ पुष्णे नमः ॐ हिरण्यगर्भाय नमः ॐ मरीचये नमः ॐ आदित्याय नमः ॐ सवित्रे नमः ॐ अर्काय नमः ॐ भास्कराय नमः ॐ श्री सवित्रसूर्यनारायणाय नमः ॐ मित्राय नमः ॐ रवये नमः ॐ सूर्याय नमः ॐ भानवे नमः ॐ खगाय नमः ॐ पुष्णे नमः ॐ हिरण्यगर्भाय नमः ॐ मरीचये नमः ॐ आदित्याय नमः ॐ सवित्रे नमः ॐ अर्काय नमः ॐ भास्कराय नमः ॐ मित्राय नमः ॐ रवये नमः ॐ सूर्याय नमः ॐ भानवे नमः ॐ खगाय नमः ॐ पुष्णे नमः ॐ हिरण्यगर्भाय नमः ॐ मरीचये नमः ॐ आदित्याय नमः ॐ सवित्रे नमः ॐ अर्काय नमः ॐ भास्कराय नमः ॐ श्री सवित्रसूर्यनारायणाय नमः ॐ मित्राय नमः ॐ रवये नमः ॐ सूर्याय नमः ॐ भानवे नमः ॐ खगाय नमः ॐ पुष्णे नमः ॐ हिरण्यगर्भाय नमः ॐ मरीचये नमः ॐ आदित्याय नमः ॐ सवित्रे नमः ॐ अर्काय नमः ॐ ॐ पूष्णे नमः ॐ हिरण्यगर्भाय नमः ॐ मरीचये नमः ॐ आदित्याय नमः ॐ सवित्रे नमः ॐ अर्काय नमः ॐ भास्कराय नमः ॐ श्री सवित्र सूर्य नारायणाय नमः ॐ मित्राय नमः ॐ रवये नमः ॐ सूर्याय नमः ॐ भानवे नमः ॐ खगाय नमः ॐ पूर्णे नमः ॐ हिरण्यगर्भाय नमः ॐ मरीचये नमः ॐ आदित्याय नमः ॐ सवित्रे नमः ॐ अर्काय नमः ॐ भास्कराय नमः ॐ मित्राय नमः ॐ रवये नमः ॐ सूर्याय नमः ॐ भानवे नमः ॐ खगाय नमः ॐ पूष्णे नमः ॐ हिरण्यगर्भाय नमः ॐ मरीचये नमः ॐ आदित्याय नमः ॐ सवित्रे नमः ॐ अर्काय नमः ॐ भास्कराय नमः ॐ श्री सवित्र सूर्य नारायणाय नमः ॐ मित्राय नमः ॐ रवये नमः ॐ सूर्याय नमः ॐ भानवे नमः ॐ खगाय नमः ॐ ॐ मरीचये नमः ॐ आदित्याय नमः ॐ सवित्रे नमः ॐ अर्काय नमः ॐ भास्कराय नमः ॐ मित्राय नमः ॐ रवये नमः ॐ सूर्याय नमः ॐ भानवे नमः ॐ खगाय नमः ॐ पुष्णे नमः ॐ हिरण्यगर्भाय नमः ॐ मरीचये नमः ॐ आदित्याय नमः ॐ सवित्रे नमः ॐ अर्काय नमः ॐ भास्कराय नमः ॐ श्री सवित्र सूर्य नारायणाय नमः ॐ मित्राय नमः ॐ रवये नमः ॐ सूर्याय नमः ॐ भानवे नमः ॐ खगाय नमः ॐ पुष्णे नमः ॐ हिरण्यगर्भाय नमः ॐ मरीचये नमः ॐ आदित्याय नमः ॐ सवित्रे नमः ॐ अर्काय नमः ॐ भास्कराय नमः ॐ मित्राय नमः ॐ रवये नमः ॐ सूर्याय नमः ॐ भानवे नमः ॐ खगाय नमः ॐ पुष्णे नमः ॐ हिरण्यगर्भाय नमः ॐ मरीचये नमः ॐ आदित्याय नमः श्री सवित्र सूर्य नारायणाय नमः। ॐ मित्राय नमः। ॐ रवये नमः। ॐ सूर्याय नमः। ॐ भानवे नमः। ॐ खगाय नमः। ॐ पुष्णे नमः। ॐ हिरण्यगर्भाय नमः। ॐ मरीचये नमः। ॐ आदित्याय नमः। ॐ सवित्रे नमः। ॐ अर्काय नमः। ॐ भास्कराय नमः। ॐ मित्राय नमः। ॐ रवये नमः। ॐ सूर्याय नमः। ॐ भानवे नमः। ॐ खगाय नमः। ॐ पुष्णे नमः। ॐ हिरण्यगर्भाय नमः। ॐ मरीचये नमः। ॐ आदित्याय नमः। ॐ सवित्रे नमः। ॐ अर्काय नमः। ॐ भास्कराय नमः। ॐ श्री सवित्र सूर्य नारायणाय नमः। ॐ मित्राय नमः। ॐ रवये नमः। ॐ सूर्याय नमः। ॐ भानवे नमः। ॐ खगाय नमः। ॐ पुष्णे नमः। ॐ हिरण्यगर्भाय नमः। ॐ मरीचये नमः। ॐ आदित्याय नमः। ॐ सवित्रे नमः। ॐ अर्काय नमः। ॐ भास्कराय नमः। ॐ मित्राय namaha. Om Bhanave namaha. Om Khagaya namaha. Om Pushne namaha. Om Hiranya Gharbhaya namaha. Om Mitraya namaha. Om Adityaya namaha. Om Savitre namaha. Om Arkaya namaha. Om Bhaskaraya namaha. Om Shri Savitra Surya Narayanaya namaha. Om Mitraya namaha. Om Ravaye namaha. Om Suryaya namaha. Om Bhanave namaha. Om Khagaya namaha. Om Pushne namaha. Om Hiranya Gharbhaya namaha. Om Mitraya namaha. Om Adityaya namaha. Om Savitre namaha. Om Arkaya namaha. Om Bhaskaraya namaha. Om Mitraya namaha. Om Ravaye namaha. Om Suryaya namaha. Om Bhanave namaha. Om Khagaya namaha. Om Pushne namaha. Om Hiranya Gharbhaya namaha. Om Mitraya namaha. Om Adityaya namaha. Om Savitre namaha. Om Arkaya namaha. Om Bhaskaraya namaha. Om Shri Savitra Surya Narayanaya namaha. Om Mitraya namaha. Om Ravaye namaha. Om Suryaya namaha. namaha. Om Bhanave namaha. Om Khagaya namaha. Om Pushne namaha. Om Hiranya Gharbhaya namaha. Om Mitraya namaha. Om Adityaya namaha. Om Savitre namaha. Om Arkaya namaha. Om Bhaskaraya namaha. Om Mitraya namaha. Om Ravaye namaha. Om Suryaya namaha. Om Bhanave namaha. Om Khagaya namaha. Om Pushne namaha. Om Hiranya Gharbhaya namaha. Om Mitraya namaha. Om Adityaya namaha. Om Savitre namaha. Om Arkaya namaha. Om Bhaskaraya namaha. Om Shri Savitra Surya namaha.
Apologies for the rather abrupt ending of that practice. The canny amongst you would have noticed that wasn't 18 rounds at all, it was more like 12, and the even cannier amongst you might just have noticed the less than 100% sharp editing that was going on. Too many technical issues, the IT gods and the technology gods are in a bit of a strop today. Anyway, let's just seal the practice by having a little bit of time to relax. So bringing yourself down onto your mats, lying on your back in corpse pose. Having some space at the armpits with your arms away from the sides, palms turned up towards the ceiling, letting your heels have some space in between them and the toes falling out to the side. And taking a long deep breath in through both nostrils and slowing your breath out through the mouth, letting go of any effort in the body. So it's been a good 35-40 minutes of practice there. Let's just let go of it all now and try and absorb that benefit, let the body have a bit of time to recover, and noticing any tension you can feel in the body, doing what you can in these next few moments just to let go and release of it. And then just feeling the weight of the back of the body heavy against the floor, and then focusing that attention at your heels and feeling the weight of your heels heavy against the floor. Feeling the weight of your calves pressing into your mat. Feeling the weight of the hips and the buttocks pressing into the floor. Feeling the contact of the upper back and your shoulder blades against the floor. And then just feeling that heaviness in the arms, from your fingers and the backs of your hands all the way up the arms to your shoulders, letting everything just soften, feel a little bit heavier. And feeling the back of the head resting against the floor. And then bring your attention back to your breath. And keeping your attention on your breath as best you can. Letting each breath come, letting each breath go. Noticing any activity in the mind, and if those mantras are still ringing in your ears, just being aware of that. Noticing any sounds you can hear elsewhere in the building that you're in. Maybe hearing those sounds from outside the building. And then bring your attention back to your body. And then just to finish off, let's just take the attention down to the toes. And saying to yourself, I'm relaxing my toes. I'm relaxing the soles of my feet. I'm relaxing my ankles. I'm relaxing my calves. I'm relaxing my knees. I'm relaxing my thighs and my hips and my buttocks. Relaxing the whole of the back of my body. Relaxing the fingers, the palms and the wrists. Relaxing your forearms, elbows, upper arms and shoulders. Relaxing your armpits. Relaxing the belly, the ribs and the chest. Relaxing the collarbones, relaxing your shoulder blades, relaxing the back of the neck, relaxing the throat. Relaxing your jaw, both lips, both nostrils. Relaxing both eyelids, both eyes. Relaxing your eyebrows. Relaxing your forehead, your hair, and the whole of your head. And relaxing your mind. And then starting to wake the body up, moving your fingers, moving your toes, circling the wrists, circling the ankles. Bringing your feet together, arms close into the side, palms facing down. Taking a long breath in, stretching up overhead, reaching back as far as you can, heels pushing forwards. And then we'll draw the knees into the chest, give them a hug as we breathe out. A little rock from one side to the other. Before rolling over onto your right hand side. Bringing yourself up into a comfortable seated position. And then making sure you're sat nice and tall. Let's lift the arms up, stretch up, reach up, take one more forward fold. So breathe out. Arms lifted overhead and sealing your practice in prayer position. Okay, so well done and see you next time.